The Money Sauce Podcast with your host, Saucy J and G. Money.
Hello, welcome to episode
Hey,
37 of the Money Sauce Podcast. Garrett, welcome back.
thank you. I have to say, I enjoyed Peter as a host.
Yes, I enjoyed Peter as a
He did
host
a great
too.
job. Thank you for filling in for me, Pete. You were great. A little too much basketball for my liking, but it was nice to hear your voice.
Well, if it was too much basketball for your liking, I'm sorry, but we got to start with basketball this week.
It's a hockey podcast. I don't
But-
want to take away from Pancakes and Peter, or whatever the podcast is called.
Oh man, but it was
Peters and Pancakes?
called the maple syrup. I'm the sauce. He's the pancakes, the pancake sauce. It was Canada Day we recorded. It all, it all added up in the end, I think.
Yeah.
Maple
Hey,
syrup.
if you want to start like a maple sauce podcast, I'll subscribe and like that. I'll hit that like button, subscribe. I'll even hit the notification bell.
Oh wow.
I won't listen to it, but I'll do all the metricy things for you.
Thank you.
That's what
Well-
friends do.
Well, in the maple syrup podcast segment this week, Kyle Lowry yesterday announced after 20 seasons he's signing a one-day contract and he's coming back to retire as a Toronto Raptor.
Did he not do this already? Like, didn't he?
Yep, he
Yeah,
did this
he
yesterday.
joined
Yeah,
yesterday. Did you listen to their press conference?
I did. It,
I listened to a little bit of it. I enjoyed it.
mhm.
And he made an interesting comment about, I think he was asked like the connection he has like with Canadian fans and like why, I don't know why they like him so much, but like what resonated with them or something. Basically, he went to talk about like living in Canada is tough. The winter is tough. Hockey is tough. So he talked about like how he just like would grind it out and like he would draw all these fouls and stuff. I'm like, it was like he basically played basketball like a hockey player.
Yeah, he
You know,
definitely made
And like
that
that
leap.
like earned him so much extra respect.
For sure.
Like people really, I think, really fell in love with how he played.
Yeah,
And I didn't
agree.
even make that connection before, but so I thought that was cool. It's a cool story.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna have the deep insights like Pete would have about his
Yeah.
entire career, but I mean, the big thing now is the conversation. Is this the greatest Raptor of all time?
I think it's been a conversation for a while, and I think it's kind of undisputed.
I think so too. That's what I was gonna say. I understand the significance of Vince Carter, but he wasn't there at that long. He didn't.
Especially how he left
Yeah.
was like really bad, and he didn't win a championship.
Well, he
You
didn't
know,
win a
like,
playoff
how-
round, if
yeah,
I'm not
so, like,
mistaken.
I don't remember. He might have
Maybe
won.
maybe one.
But,
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Like
yeah,
just his attitude on his way out and like telling the other team the plays they were running, and Vince is incredibly important to the franchise and to Canadian basketball.
absolutely.
You know,
The
you
Carter
can't
effect
take that
is
away.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like in terms of like who you're elevating to the greatest, I think it's like Kyle accomplished more. He's got like several of like I think he's the all-time Raptor 3-point guy. So he owns like a few of those stats,
hmm
and like he won the championship, and like
yeah,
and he was the center of a lot of that.
absolutely he
The
was.
like I don't know if they don't have captains, but like the beating heart of that team. Yeah, Kawhi made the bucket and like put them over the top, but like Kyle was the beating heart of that team and carried that team.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. Speaking of that, do you have any thoughts on Kawhi?
You don't want to talk about Kyle?
I have nothing further to add than what you have added, to be honest with you. I agree with everything you've just
A
said.
hot take, like
I don't have a hot take. I think he, I guess the only thing I can really add to that is what listening to the press conference when they had the the media portion of it. They were speaking about, you know, to various like reporters and it was clear that he had good relationships with all these guys, from the Star. And there was even some kid reporter who said like,
I heard that part.
yeah, he was 12 or something when he did the interview, and the kid was like 23 or something now.
Hmm.
And just the reaction and how he said, that was the best question I ever got. And like, just, I don't know. It was clear to me that he enjoyed pretty much everything about being in Toronto.
It sounds like it was a very,
Mm.
like, authentically very important to him. He could have retired as a 76er in his hometown,
Yeah,
but he chose to do
which,
it here.
yeah, which I wouldn't have blamed him for doing. I mean, uh, like you said, it's his hometown, and yeah, he only spent what, like a season there, but
But he could have just retired there, like,
yeah, yeah, but no, he said he was going to retire a Raptor. He came back and he did it, and I appreciate that definitely. And yeah, outside of that, everything else you said, I completely agree with, and it's just
might give me a hot take right here.
it's nice that it's. I don't think this is a hot take, but
Yeah, you don't start a hot take with "it's nice."
yeah, but it is nice to see that there is now, what are we like 30-ish seasons into the Raptors being a thing?
Yeah,
And like it's nice to see that there is actually like a legacy coming out of the history of this team.
it's nice
Uh,
to see like an American player actually like being a part of the community and like coming back here and
well, and that's why I
right.
was kind of leading into the Kawhi thing is clearly this is a place Kawhi wanted to come back to. Unfortunately, he didn't want to re-sign after the championship, but he basically said he wanted to come back to Toronto, and it happened.
Now, is it like a money thing? Because he knows that they'll be get like the most money out of them. I don't. I
No,
honestly don't know.
no, what Pete was saying is a player at his level, just the way the cap works,
Yeah.
um, you can only make so much, right? And it didn't matter where he was going to go. He was going to make that kind of money.
Right.
Um, so from what I understand, money was never going to be an issue. He could have gone anywhere and made that kind of money, basically.
Right.
So it was a desire to come back to Toronto, is my understanding. So,
Okay,
um,
that's nice.
yeah. Do I th like I'm excited to see. I mean, Pete definitely sold me on him being, a top 10 player and all that last week. So,
It's compelling,
mhm.
you know, to like have him the way he left and now he's coming back. It's like, oh, it's fascinating to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think I'll pay a little bit more attention to basketball again, just because he's here. So we'll
I
see.
will subscribe to Peter's podcast. That is my commitment.
There you go.
No, I'll
Well,
probably pay more attention for sure.
I think that's about as deep as we get on basketball, though.
This
Some,
is a different conversation, and you had no idea this was coming. But I was listening to the radio today,
yes.
and the conversation came up about retiring numbers versus honoring numbers.
Okay,
Where do
yes.
you stand on that?
I actually have a somewhat strong opinion, I would say. I
Pig's
don't
got a kick.
I don't understand why we need to retire a number. I just
Ooh, it's
don't.
just about like don't understand it.
Like, so I guess it doesn't really matter in the end, but like, what's the point of taking away a number option for a player to wear? Like, it doesn't. I understand it's a like a respect thing. It's a thank you for what you've done for the game in our city, for our team, that kind of thing. But I think honoring the number does the exact. Like at this point, the number part of it doesn't really matter that much, in my opinion.
Mm.
Hanging up a banner in the rafters with the picture of a guy on it and saying, we're honoring his number, we're whatever, like we're giving him a place of honor in this team's history, whether it's a statue out front, the banner hanging up in the ceilings, whatever. Why are we taking away a number to do that? Um, it just
Oh,
And if you feel like that's something you want to do, um, to me,
so your take is basically, I don't understand why you do it.
the number portion of it,
It
I
just
don't
seems silly.
understand. It feels like you're unnecessarily taking away number options from your team. And
Right.
it's a sport like basketball where the team is maybe 10 players or so, right? 10 to 12 players. You're not worried that, in 10 years down the line or whatever it is, 50 years, 100 years down the line, you've retired too many numbers or something like
Do
that.
they
But
do they retire numbers in football?
yeah, they
Because
do.
like positionally, you have to be in a number range,
Yeah,
don't you?
they've loosened the rules on that a bit in recent years, but yeah, there is still numbers that are assigned to positions. They've opened
Okay.
up the number ranges a little larger though. But yeah,
Okay.
that is a thing in football. Yeah. And for the longest time, it was a thing in soccer and rugby. You're basically what position you play, that is the number you're going to wear, like it used to be in soccer. But um, yeah, I mean, there's, I guess, 100 combinations from the number 000 all the way up to 99. Are we that concerned about losing numbers for players to wear? I don't know, but it just feels like an unnecessary thing to do when you are honoring a player in so many different ways by hanging up the banner, making statues, creating some kind of like
Like a Legends
memorial
row.
thing to them. Yeah, yeah. Putting their name, like the Blue Jays are putting names around the ring of the bowl, right?
They're stopped that, right? They're doing
Okay,
something else now. The
okay,
level of excellence.
yeah, okay, they used to do that.
Yeah. I
Um,
think they should still do that, but
yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't, but anyways, the point is they weren't retiring numbers, they were just putting the names up there. The Bills did the same thing in their stadium, in their old stadium anyways. Like there are plenty of ways to honor a significant player without having to take a number out of your number rotation. That's what I'm getting at.
I think if I had to guess, sports can be a lot like religion to people.
Hmm.
Not that there's a direct parallel, but in the same way, things become sacred, sites become sacred. They're special. They want to like maintain this kind of sacredness forever. So you set it aside so that you can't touch that. You can't walk into this special space. This belongs to this person.
Right.
So I think it's just kind of to maintain that and enshrine that number into history. Um, but like I heard a compelling argument today about how like, when you do that, you just kind of forget about that person. You know what I mean? But if you let them like another person have that number, it kind of like keeps your name in the conversation. Like
Interesting.
when you make a play, you'll be like, oh, that reminds me of Saucy Motley back on defense, hammering that guy into the boards. Or if they mess up a play, who wouldn't have messed up that play? Saucy Motley. So it kind of keeps
I see what you're
the
saying.
legacy alive a little bit. And I just thought that was a very compelling argument for kind of celebrating the jersey number but letting it, letting a player still pick it.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to know the history of retiring numbers and how that came to be.
that
But
is,
I'm sure
yeah,
you can enlighten us on
another
a different
episode.
episode.
That might be something worth looking into. Absolutely.
There's your homework for you.
There you go.
All right,
Well,
moving on to basketball.
yeah, Maybe for the last time. Um, it's time for a bit of a post-mortem, I guess, eh? Canada,
Oh,
um,
I missed the game.
the
I saw
run
very little of it.
the run came to an end. Yeah. I guess I don't know what to say because, like, on one hand, it was
This feels like the Switzerland game all over. But you're playing a
yes,
top. What are they ranked? 16?
coming into the World Cup, they were ranked seventh, I believe it was.
So you're playing a top
Morocco.
10 team.
Yes, you were definitely
The
playing a
the
top
3
10 team.
nothing is a bit of a disappointment.
I think the
The
three
first half was
nothing.
great. I was listening to it on the radio,
Okay,
and
yeah.
as soon as I parked my car and turned it on, the first thing I saw was the free kick that led to their first goal. I literally just like threw my like I didn't throw it, but I was just like, pff,
Yeah, right. Just drop it kind of
yeah,
thing.
just
Yeah.
drop it in the cup holder.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, a couple thoughts on it. First of all, I don't think the score line truly reflected the way the game played out. I think looking at like I have the stats up here, the possession was definitely in Morocco's favor, but not by much. And it felt like Canada was moving forward more than Morocco was. Canada or Morocco, excuse me, did the
Can I ask a question
counterattack
about
thing.
soccer?
Sure.
Possession as a metric, how indicative is it of like a successful soccer team? Because you
Yeah,
basically come out with strategies to counterattack where you don't
yeah,
have much possession
right. And that's
and win the
kind
game.
it feels like that's what Morocco did successfully in this game, right? Yeah, that's a good question, and it's a tough one to answer because, frankly, through most of this World Cup, Canada has led the possession battle, right? And you would think that they would, if that's the end all be all, they should have been, 4-0 coming into this game, right? And
Mm,
they clearly weren't. I think what really matters is that possession number aligned with the shots on target stat, not just the shots, but the shots on target stat. If you have possession and you're making the most of it by taking shots,
mm,
then it really matters. But if you have 70% possession and you've got one shot on target, well, what difference does it make if you're holding the
right,
ball and you're not shooting, right? So
right.
that's my 2 cents on it. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed that we didn't get to see Alfonso Davies. I understand that the injury has been a part of everything, but like,
Apparently, he strained something after the
and I know
South Africa game.
Bayern Munich is being like incredibly, incredibly protective of him, and I understand why. But um, and I guess in the end, would it have made a huge difference? I'm not
If
sure.
he was playing for a different country, if he was playing for Spain, do you think Bayern Munich would have a say?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
so here's the reason why my answer isn't an automatic no. It's because the last game that he played for Canada in the Nations Cup, it was in LA. They were playing in the third place game against USA. He got injured, and that had started, the run of hamstring difficulties for him.
Hmm.
Um, I believe Bayern Munich thought that it was not necessary for him to play that game because they didn't look at it as important if Canada finished third or fourth.
Hmm.
And I believe they were upset that Canada let him play, um, even though there was, signs of injuries that worsened because of him playing in that
I see.
game. So I think they have him under a microscope when he goes and plays for Canada now.
Hmm.
Um, if if that feeling was the same and he was playing for Spain or Germany or whomever, right? Um, I have a feeling he would still be under that microscope because I think it's more of a relationship with the national program thing than it is about what program it is.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that one. Um, he, he made it felt like to me he made all the difference when he came on in that South African game. And not that he personally, his play made the difference, but it felt like the team perked up when he got on the field. And it felt like they were really moving into attacking mode. And I thought I just, there's a confidence when he's out there. And
There was a palpable switch
I thought it
in the
was.
confidence they had, in the attitude. It seemed like.
Absolutely. So, would that have made enough of a difference for Canada to win this game? Who knows, right? In my mind, it would have given them a chance, but I could be way off.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll never know.
yeah, I keep saying because I really don't know how to feel about how this played out, but it
I
definitely
think we have
went.
to zoom out and just say, we got to the round of 16.
Yeah, we got
So even that's an accomplishment, even under the old FIFA rules.
absolutely.
You got out of your group.
Hmm. Got out of your
Uh,
group. You
Two
wanted.
elimination games, technically. You won one of them. Like, that's impressive. Like, the win over South Africa was impressive.
Yeah,
Just because there was pressure. It was a high stakes game.
it absolutely was.
And part of me just like, well, it felt like with all the other teams they've added and this additional knockout round, basically, it kind of feels like a bit of an easier road to a knockout. Like, a knockout round win doesn't have the same meaning it used to,
Sure.
the same value.
Yeah, it doesn't. I
But
agree.
this is still an accomplishment, like you said. They're not like a minnow anymore.
No, and they're playing a top 10 team in the world here. So like
Exactly.
I don't think there's any shame in losing to Morocco.
3-0's a bit much, but
And again, I don't feel like the scoreline was a true reflection of how well Canada played for most of the game. The only other thing is, and I'll reiterate what I've said before, is like Jesse Marsh forever, man.
yeah,
Like
big fan.
I love this guy, and I like his enthusiasm is infectious, and like it really feels like he embraced Canada and that he really believes in this group. And what else could you ask for? What else could you ask for? So all in all, a success, I would agree. All in all, if we're zooming out, it was a success for Canada. We can't stop here, though. This is where the program needs to
Where do you
take
think the
this.
program goes? How old is Alfonso Davies?
Oh, he's in his 20s. I don't
I think
think
he's like early 20s. I think you're right. So he's got another
so.
World Cup in him. At least
Oh,
one more.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
How old is
Ronaldo's
Jonathan David?
oh, Ronaldo's what, 41 and he's
God,
played
Alfonso
so,
Davies not Ronaldo, though.
no, he's better. No. There's your hot take.
There we are. I finally got it.
Uh, uh, how old's Jonathan Davies? 26.
Jonathan David.
Jonathan David, yeah. Alfonso Davies, Jonathan David, and then Promise David too, because we need all the guys on the Canada to be a David.
David or Davis.
Yeah, okay. I hear David Bouchard's available as well.
That guy's hard to get.
Um, but yeah, the team is young enough that there's another cycle or two in him, I think. And here we go again. I'm gonna say it again, but if the Whitecaps move, I am afraid that this is going to be a huge negative impact on the entire Canadian soccer pyramid.
Why?
Alphonso Davies is a product of the Whitecaps Academy. Let's right there.
There you go.
Um,
He should step in and buy the team.
I don't know if there's some rule against owning it while you're playing still,
He's not doesn't play in
but
MLS.
no, he doesn't. And
You're probably right because David Beckham had to wait till he retired till they let him
give
buy
him a
Miami.
team. Yeah. So I don't know what the logistics are about that, but I would say taking away a top tier, and this is no disrespect to the CPL, but MLS is clearly the top
Oh, yeah, there's no
league
question
in
there.
North America. Taking away one, possibly two, even though they seem to be more interested in helping Montreal figure out their situation, um, would just take away places for Canadian players to play.
Mm.
And they're not like there's Vancouver FC already in the CPL. Like they're not going to replace the Whitecaps with a CPL team and have the same level of success. The league's just not there yet. It's a great place for players who might be on the fringe of an MLS level of league to go play. It's a great place to give Canadians that are still developing a place to come up. It's a great place for older Canadians to go and have a retirement tour kind of thing. And it certainly helps develop the player pool for the national team, but it is not the same level as MLS. And you need the CPL to feed to MLS, the MLS players to feed to bigger leagues to continue to develop Canadian players. And taking away one of those three teams would be a huge hit to the program. So
Yeah. No.
what we need is we need to take this interest. We need to go back to clubs. We need to look at, getting rid of as much as we can of the play to pay or pay to play model. And I realize that's something that's always been
Sorry, what's the pay to play model?
essentially having academies that are
Privately funded.
yeah, that you need to pay your subscription, your whatever fee to, as opposed to, a TFC finding a kid that and saying,
And
okay,
investing in him.
yeah, yeah, come and play for TFC U5 or whatever it is, right? Speaking of that, actually, I saw today that MLSE is actually working with the city of Barrie to build a 5,000-ish seat soccer stadium to move TFC
Cool.
to Barrie.
Well, I don't love that.
Um, you
That's
know,
far.
yeah. I mean, if it helps grow the interest in the Toronto area, if you consider Barrie the Toronto area or not, I guess that's
That's
another
a good
thing. But
question. How are
but
people from Barrie getting the game? I guess you drive down. Right? There's a GO train from Barrie.
oh yeah, absolutely there
Not on the
is.
weekend though. Probably.
I think there is one during the summer because of like the cottage country line or whatever it is. Or is that done yet? Maybe that's coming still. I'm not sure.
The cottage
This
country.
is,
Dougie's gonna put a subway up to Muskoka.
there's it's called the Northlander or something like that. There's a
A
there's a
train.
train going up to cottage country, or they're working on it. This isn't a public transportation podcast. I'm sorry, everyone. We don't know our
We're going all sorts of different directions. Anywhere but hockey.
Uh,
Um,
regardless,
is there an update on the Whitecaps while we're here? For goodness sake.
they are in the midst of playing in the Canadian Championship. They're playing at Swangard Stadium in Burnaby. That was the big park in Burnaby. That's about a half-hour drive from BC Place that we talked about before. Looking to be six in a row Canadian champions. So
Playing in front of like 3,000 people.
apparently it's sold out. So however many Swangard holds, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but
I was
probably in
getting
that
vibes
three
like,
to five range.
yeah, Toronto Wolfpack vibes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So they continue to be a top team in MLS, and we haven't had any significant updates on the ownership since the World Cup has started. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't think that Vancouver is a soccer city after seeing what went on
But that's not what it's
there,
about. It's not about, no one's
mm,
questioning the commitment of the fan base. It's
sure.
the reluctance of the province to share money with the private owners.
Yeah, yep, yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Government interference.
But if the if they haven't been convinced from just the Whitecaps alone, tell me that the World Cup hasn't changed your mind at least a little bit. You know what I
But what,
mean?
like, you're not trying to change their mind about, okay, like, soccer's viable here. Soccer's clearly viable there.
Yeah.
The province doesn't want to share concession money with, like, the team needs a better deal.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
So the again, here we go again, but so the solution to that is not having two tenants in the stadium.
no,
It's
it's
only having
stupid.
one.
I
It
think
makes
this is
no sense.
all negotiating in the press.
Yeah. It's just it just doesn't make sense to me. If that's is that gonna like is that really gonna hurt the province that much?
Probably not, but I don't know.
And then there's the argument for not having the Whitecaps means not having, the Saturday afternoon crowd before the game and after the game,
Yeah,
filling up the
restaurants and
bars
stuff.
and
Yeah.
restaurants and all that stuff around the area. That all
They're
goes away
important to
too.
that city. Like, you can't get around that.
I
What else do you have? The Canucks and the Lions, right?
and the Warriors, National Lacrosse League, baby. You know how I love my
Okay, weird.
lacrosse.
Yeah, I won't take it
But
away from you.
but I understand it's not at the same level. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what you have. Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for the rest of our lacrosse podcast.
That's that's coming up soon. Well, let's go back to our bread and butter. Let's go back to hockey. Last week, Pete and I talked about a lot of transactions. Holy cow, there was a lot of transactions. The transactions slowed down quite a bit since we talked last week, but there's still been some significant ones. So the first one is Marcus Pettersson, speaking about Vancouver, has left the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks got a 2030 first round pick from the New York Rangers
First round pick's a first round pick, but like,
in
are you
2030,
anticipating your rebuild's going to be the next? I
five
guess maybe
years.
it is 3-4 years. It
Yeah.
seems strange, but like
The cupboard's
it
empty
make it
for
makes
the
sense.
Canucks.
Yeah,
You would think they'd want the picks as soon as possible, but maybe this was as soon as it got.
maybe. And like, there's something to be said for, like, hey, we're through this rebuild. We're
Mhm.
starting to win games, and now we have 2 first round picks this year. Like, it's not
Yeah, absolutely.
awful. It just seems weird. Maybe I'm just reluctant to admit 2030 is a handful of years away.
Yeah, well, that's fair too. Absolutely. Yeah, because the next draft is 2027 now, right? So,
Yeah, true.
yeah.
You're still
Either
4 years
way,
away.
the Canucks are going to be bad this year, I think. Really bad. Moving on to another Canadian team, Calgary. Calgary received Jacob Middleton, a 2029 second round pick, 2027 third round pick, 2028 fourth round pick for Blake Coleman and Ole Mata. So
Okay.
from the Wild. Yeah. So Calgary is also in a more of a rebuilding stage, so lots of picks. That's good.
How many picks? I feel like they're acquiring all sorts of picks.
Yeah.
These guys are gonna make a play on an RFA at some point.
At some point, absolutely, but maybe the idea here is just load up on as many prospects as you can and hope a few of them stick well and yeah, and once those guys are playing, you you go for the big name signing, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about running a team. Hence, I'm 8th place in our league.
Flames also decided to
There you go.
sign Simon Nemec to a 5-year, $36.2 million contract. So 7.2 million cap hit. He's 22, pretty young.
You know what? After seeing some of these other deals, he probably could have held out.
Yeah. Oh
You
man,
said
I
he's
guess.
22.
Yeah, he's
I'll
22.
just take some free agency at 27. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna shed any tears for him. It's a good contract.
not a bad
Calgary's got
payday.
cap space. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
absolutely. And someone's got to play still, right? So,
Yeah, you need a body.
yeah. Well, speaking of bodies and Canadian teams, the Senators, excuse me, re-signed Claude Giroux. 1-year contract, $2 million, but bonuses could get him up to 5 million. I gotta tell you, I don't understand this one. After getting rid of Kachuk, why are we bringing back a 38
It's
year
it's
old?
1 year at 2 mil. Like it's
Yeah, I
it
guess
is what it
again.
is. Like it's a feel good story. Local boy comes back for even if it's a year. He's gonna play in your bottom six, win some face offs, play the power play. Like
Yeah, and again, they have to have someone to play. I get that too. But are the Suns going full rebuild? Or are they not? Like, what are you doing here, guys?
well, yeah. Like
So,
I said, it's 2 mil with bonuses making 5 mil. Like
yeah, it's not a big financial
it's fine.
commitment.
It's exciting for them. Yeah, he's coming back. Somebody likes us,
Yeah, I guess someone's got to sell jerseys, right?
but not this next guy.
Mhm. Ovi
Oh,
is
that's not where I thought you were going.
no, Ovi's back.
Good. I like Ovi. Russian tank never break.
Washington reloaded. Well, it's like I think, how could he not come back? 9 million, I'm surprised. But
Well,
oh,
it's
so
half of its
up to
bonuses.
half
Yeah.
of its bonus. So sorry. 4.25 million. There you go. Uh he additional 4.75 if he plays 10 games next season. That's a
That's
pretty
it?
low bar.
How
That's
do you
cap
not show up for 10
circumvention
games?
at its best.
That's hilarious.
Oh, so
He
yeah,
doubles his contract just for showing up. And it doesn't have
literally.
to be like 10 games in a row. He can play once a month.
Yeah,
And he's
exactly.
fine.
Load management for Ovi. Oh my goodness. Well,
Kawhi's like, can I get that deal, Raps? Bobby,
yeah.
check out this Ovechkin guy.
Well, yeah, like I said, the cap's kind of loaded up the last couple weeks or so. So this will be interesting. Obviously, they're going to take a crack at trying to get one more cup before Ovi's completely done. So
You may not know this answer, but is his 929 goals regular season goals or total across?
I believe it's total across, but I'm not
Like we both.
100% certain. It seems too high to be only regular season, though.
So I remember him passing the regular season record,
Hmm.
but the wording in the article makes me wonder if he, because it's saying he passed the record in 24-25 with 929 goals, but that's the old record was 8 something, was it not?
It was, yes. I don't remember the exact number, but
It's won the
I
Richard
can
Trophy
conf
9 times.
yeah, okay, so 929 is regular season actually, because in the playoffs he's had 77 goals, yeah, 70
And that's more
assists.
than Gretzky.
The regular season number, yes.
Yeah, but not total.
Okay, 894 goals in regular season for Gretzky, 122 goals in the playoffs.
So he does have more goals.
He does.
Wow. One of the all-time greats, obviously.
Oh yeah, no question
But
about
like,
that.
is he like top
Oh
three,
no, no,
top
hold on.
four?
Sorry, sorry. 1,016 goals all time for Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
1,006 goals all time for Ovi. So yeah, he has to score 10 goals this year or
Yeah.
11 goals this year to beat it. So he will beat it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So your point that you're making stands because I'm sure it's going to happen.
Yeah. So he's got something to play for.
He does.
Where do you put him around Crosby?
I mean, the stats say it, don't they? In terms of production, better. Crosby was fortunate to have I think, the better team for the duration of his career to play on.
Yeah,
And
I think that's definitely true.
I think if you take into account the international game as part of their careers, again, significantly better teams that Crosby's played for. So I think people would say that Crosby's had more success in terms of, winning championships.
Winning,
And
it's
what
no question. Winning, it's Crosby. But like in terms of your personal stats, what career would you take? I think you have to rank. I know they're different players. I know they're different positions, but just having the goal scoring record
Yeah, that's
is
pretty
such an element.
significant.
It's such a I don't
And
know accomplishment that's just outrageous. No one thought someone was going to do that. I know Crosby was injured for 2 seasons, with concussions, and
Mhm.
um,
And Crosby has, way more assists than he does goals, whereas Ovi's
yeah,
got
he's a
more
different type
goals
of
than
player.
assists and all that. Yeah. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, I would have to take Crosby because there is something to that whole winning international tournaments thing for me that I find attractive.
Yeah, I think if you're picking a career, I mean, the goal is to win, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to want to be the guy who wins more. Um, but if you're ranking the players, yeah,
If you're ranking individual performances, I mean, I think we're switching the conversation then
it's true,
to
yeah.
who do you think's better, Ovi or Gretzky?
Well, I think Gretzky's better. I don't think that's a conversation.
Okay. I
Like
think
goal scoring aside,
I mean the
you know,
total points is yeah,
total
it's
points is
never
still outrageous.
yeah, it's almost got yeah, it's insane.
Like as a
Oh,
complete player, Crosby's uh, is Crosby a better complete player? I don't know, because part of Ovechkin's appeal is like his durability, right?
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only way he pulled this off, being healthy as
Yeah.
much as he was.
Yeah. Guy's 40 years old and he's really I don't think there's been any significant time off. So, and something that both OV and I guess you have to give it to Crosby too is you have the COVID shortened year and you have lockout stoppages. When Kobe went to play in the KHL in the 2012, 2013 lockout. So I
That's true.
don't know if they, hold on, I'll look right here. I don't know if they include those numbers.
They wouldn't include the
And
KHL numbers.
they do, according to what I can see here, they do. They include the KHL. Now, granted, it was only 31 games, 19 goals, 21 assists, but that leads to the 929 total goals. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the answer to your question is like, I'd take either one of them.
Oh yeah,
Or
obviously.
yeah, so
I would take a tenth of it.
yeah. I guess if I'm a GM instead of if what career would I rather have played, if I'm a GM, I probably want Ovi, I think.
Now that's an interesting question. If you're building a team, who would you rather build around? I think it's still Crosby. And I say that as like a guy who was always more of an Ovechkin fan throughout his whole career.
Right.
Um,
And why do you say
why?
that? Yeah.
I think just a little bit the contrarian streak in me. And
Okay.
everyone's kind of gushing over Crosby, like rightfully so. Like
Mhm.
you can't take anything away from him.
Mhm.
Looking back at his career, you know. But at the time, like when Crosby scored the golden goal, I was like rolling my eyes. Like, this guy.
Sorry, what I meant was why would you take Crosby if you're a GM over
I
Ovi?
just think because he's a more complete player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ovechkin's gonna rip a bunch of goals, but
Mm-hmm. We can't win games without scoring goals, right?
no, I get that. But Crosby can score goals. Like he
Yeah,
can,
he absolutely can.
you
Yes,
know.
yes. It's
Um,
interesting. It's a tough question to
and he's a
answer.
center. Like you want to build around a center,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to necessarily build around a guy playing on his off wing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not true. I mean, because they
I
built
mean,
around like when you look
they
at the
have.
core, Holtby, Ovi, Backstrom,
Yeah.
Carlson. Those are their core four guys that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Who else played with them? It was Ovi and Backstrom forever
Yes, it was.
until the
Absolutely.
wheels fell off of Backstrom's knees.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty much their 1-2 to the Crosby over
Crosby, Malkin.
Malkin, yeah.
But you're right. I think the argument is like Crosby, Malkin's probably the better one too.
Oh yeah, no question
So you
about
take
that.
Letang over Carlson, and you take Fleury over Holtby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other goalies they had. Like
I
Pittsburgh
mean,
just had a lot more stability overall. I feel like
yeah, though
I could be making that up.
once Fleury was done, there's been like two or three guys they've gone through. Jerry, who's now in Edmonton, who we talked about before. I don't even know who it is now. So there's been at least three goalies during his
What was the
stint.
other one with Jerry? There was another one, wasn't there?
I'm sure there was, but
Did
it's
Jerry
not
just
coming
take
to me
over for
right
Fleury?
now. I thought that was the case,
Might be.
possibly. Anyways, the point that I guess I'm trying to make is Holtby's kind of was there for all of it, and Pittsburgh had a few goalies through it in the end. Interesting, and
Glad he's back.
yeah, I will be. It'll be that thing that we talked about with Messi before, right? Where we're enjoying a player who's clearly like a historic player, and we get
It's
the
true. Yeah, I
privilege
hear what
to
you're
see
saying.
it happen, you
When
know?
you look around, it's like, man, I get to be alive during this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be sad when he goes. Because it'll mark the end of just like it's like a Gretzky end of like a Gretzky type era where like this player
Hmm.
is no longer around, but he's been synonymous with the NHL for 21 years, 22 years.
21 years,
You know,
yeah.
in terms of like when fantasy hockey started, like, he's like one of the guys you're drafting.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
20 years.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so it's
When
just like wow.
when he and Crosby both are gone, it's gonna actually be, even though that term is used a lot, an actual end of an era.
Yes, the whole
Yeah.
Crosby Ovechkin era has defined the NHL for so long
Yeah, absolutely.
until McDavid came around, basically. But even to this day,
But
it still does.
that's
People still want
exactly
to
what I
talk
was
about it.
gonna
We're
say.
still
Yeah.
comparing them.
Yeah, exactly. So here you go. Um, let's slide on to a couple more transactions in the NHL and kind of a bigger conversation. But Leo Carlson, Anaheim, he signed a 5-year, $90 million offer sheet with Philly on Friday. So that means the Ducks have until this Friday, that would be the 10th, to basically match or let him go. If they let him go, they get 4 first round draft picks, I believe it is.
Yeah.
4 first round draft picks as compensation. So the Flyers will be banking on during those 5 years that they have Carlson, they're giving the Ducks shitty first round draft picks because of him. This is this will be the highest paid player in the NHL once this goes through, because even if the Ducks choose to match, they're going to be paying him that amount of money. So,
It's the whole RFA situation has changed with the salary cap bump
yeah,
and just like how teams are doing business now. Because like RFA offer sheets never happened, and when they did, other GMs were so bitter about it.
they sure
We're
were.
seeing like a flurry of them now, and this is just like, as Anaheim, how do you not match this? But now you've got Cutter Gauthier cutting up, and he's like, well, I might not be 18, but now I'm 16.
Hmm.
You know, like this just totally messes up is an understatement, their salary cap situation
Yes, it
during
does.
during their winning window,
Yeah, the winning window
you know, which just started.
yeah, I was going to say it's just opening up, and now they've got these two players that they have to sign, or basically let somebody sign for ridiculous amounts of money and take a buttload of first round picks from two teams. You know,
Yeah, and I don't even know what you do, because on one hand, it's like you could draft 4 times and not find a Leo Carlson,
that's the
right?
thing, right? Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, oh no, okay, well, we got Cutter Gauthier, and there's other pieces on this team
Hmm.
that, you know, having draft picks during your winning window is good. You know, I
Absolutely.
don't buy into the thing where you have to be a buyer every year. I don't know if we ever did like an episode on like looking at teams who won the Stanley Cup based on like what they did at the trade deadline. You know, because look, it got Toronto nowhere,
It certainly did.
absolutely nowhere. They would have been better off keeping those picks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and like hindsight's 2020, I get it, but like, you know, was Brandon Carlo ever a first round pick?
I
No,
don't think so.
no,
No.
sorry, Brad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard to say. Special players are hard to come by, and
Yes.
they're worth holding on to. But
But the
how do you know with a 21-year-old?
18, so let's say they match. And let's say Gauthier, excuse me, signs for similar money. Let's just say they both sign for 18 million a year. That's $36 million of their cap gone on two players.
Yeah,
And the Ducks are all of a sudden dangerously close to potentially being what we talked about with the Leafs, with the Marner and
yeah,
Matthews
it's true.
and Nylander.
Agents have it all figured out, right? It doesn't matter how much cap space you have; those top players will want a certain percentage of that cap.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, I don't know.
And
It's wild.
so
How
the other,
mad would you be if like Austin Matthews signed a 20, like rewind, not now, but like
yeah,
you draft this generational player for your team to build around.
forget it. I don't even
In
need to
his third
rewind. How
year,
mad would you
you've
be if
got to
you're
pay
the
him
Ducks
18 mil.
manager, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would be pissed. This is way more than the article says it's more than he was expected to receive. Like,
Well, significantly. Yeah.
and more than Carlson had already said he would accept. So the Flyers are just messing with the Ducks.
They got the cap to spare. Cap room to spare. You need a top center to build around.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I feel like I'd say put our money, hopefully less, into Cutter, and just you're stuck with this, Flyers. You're stuck with this
you kind of
massive
want them just
contract.
to give them the middle finger and be like, "We'll take your 4 first-round picks,"
Yeah.
just like so you can't be bullied. But yeah, RF. I think there's gonna be I don't know. RFAs are going to be a different beast moving forward.
Sure. And we
And
should
teams will want to have those guys locked up before they even get there,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
now it
because
looks
this
like
is
the
what
gentleman's
happens.
agreement is gone.
Yeah. And that should also mention that much less money, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Mammoth had a similar situation where Barrett Hayden was given a offer from the Devils. It's only 1 year, 4.75 million. Mammoth matched that. I don't feel like this is nearly as extreme or anything like that, but
No. And you're not getting much. You're not
yeah,
getting. You're getting a second round pick.
Yeah,
back. Like
yeah.
he'll pay
It's
the
it's
money.
to me that's a no-brainer. It's 1 year, sign the guy.
Yeah.
But
Leave him Carlson.
and if he doesn't pan out, well, you have the negotiation leverage there. Here, geez, man, that's a lot of money. Like for
And he
five
signed it. You
years
know,
too.
he signed it. He didn't
Well,
have
who
to sign
wouldn't
it.
sign it in that position? He was expecting to make less money, and a team came along and said, "Here's more money. Come play here."
Here's
I
like I think the
like,
expected was like 12 or 13.
which is still a significant contract. Don't
Oh
get
yeah.
me wrong, but like,
How do you
I,
say no to like
how do you say no when it's
$30 million?
almost, yeah, it's insane. Anyways, yeah, we'll watch that one. That'll be interesting to see what the Ducks say on Friday. But I assume, well, I mean, they have all the time to just wait until Friday and see if they can get the deal done with Cutter in the meantime. But um, yeah, that's a shitty situation for the Ducks to be in.
But looking up for Philly,
Is it though? If it doesn't work out, if their cap, numbers aren't great
but
because
if
of
you're Philly, like
making,
that's a great risk to take. You know, you're bumping up your winning window potentially, and he's mostly proven.
yeah, I don't think this is in either side of it. Like I think the player deserves to get paid, don't get me wrong. He's a he's
But if you're managing a team like Philly, and you're like, man, I need a top center.
mhm.
Can't really trade for one. Can't really get one in free agency. All right, I've got the
Yeah.
cap space. I can't draft a player like this, so I'll just buy one. To heck with my 4 first rounders.
But have we not seen where teams have screwed themselves by giving away too big of a contract and having
Every
cap
year.
problems? Like,
Every year. But it's not, I don't think it's ever been to a 21-year-old like this.
no, I don't
You know
think
what I mean?
so. Yeah.
No one complains when
And
you're
I
giving Austin
guess,
Matthews like a big deal out of, like if this were your player, you know, you're going to give him the best. This is a ridiculous deal, but you're going to give him the best deal possible to keep him.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
making him the highest paid player in the NHL is crazy, but like
yeah.
it's fun to see a crazy swing happen.
Yeah, it is. That's a fair
And to get
comment.
him out of like a,
It
if it
might.
was, if it's a guy you're drafting and developing, you obviously don't want to pay him this, but like if you're stealing him from another team, like how else do you acquire this like that kind of elite talent?
Yeah, yeah.
You guess in your draft, or like,
You
hey,
hope those four picks become it, right? I guess
yeah,
that's the other thing. Yeah. And like we just mentioned a few minutes ago, it's not guaranteed. So,
yeah,
yeah, fair
this is
enough.
a yeah. You're kind of paying a premium on it, but like you're paying extra, but you know more of what you're getting. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like buying a certified pre-owned car.
Are you
There's a
doing
little bit
ads
more
for
assurance.
GM there or GM certified?
I don't drive a GM. My Jimmy was actually my current vehicle is probably my favorite, but that Jimmy was amazing when it worked. Until it wouldn't start in the rain, then it was a problem.
Yeah. Another transaction on the coaching side. The Leafs
We're going
have,
back to Ottawa.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. But the Leafs have hired as an associate coach, which
What is
okay,
the difference?
that was my first thought when I was reading this. All of a sudden, I've noticed this term associate coach. But yeah, Daniel
It's just
Alfredson.
like candy companies, they can't use chocolate anymore because so little of their product is actually chocolate. So it's like chocolate flavored.
So what I've noticed, at least with the Leafs, they now have three assistant coaches, an associate coach, and the head coach. So I guess the associate coach is the new assistant coach, and the assistant coach is like a step down because there's three of them.
Right.
So I
So really,
guess
Alfredson's the assistant coach, and the other assistant coaches
are, yeah, I guess
water
they're,
boys.
or like, specialty, like one's the
Yeah,
defense
yeah, I
coach,
hear what you're
one's the
saying. Yeah,
forwards
yeah.
coach, and one's like the
Why do you need
special
4?
teams coach. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, Sens legend Daniel Alfredson is a Maple Leaf now.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
He could probably never be the head coach of the Leafs just because the crowd would turn on him so quickly. I
Or
don't feel that way about him, but like logistically, Leafs Nation typically is tightly wound to begin with,
yeah, well, that's fair.
so they're not going to tolerate a lot of losses from him. They wouldn't be very graceful to him. They're not graceful to begin with, but this would be even less so just because he was a former senator. He's a former senator, but a senator, great, like the
Yeah,
greatest senator of all time.
and was part of those teams when, Mats and those guys were going at it in the playoffs
Yeah,
every
Swede
year.
versus
So,
Swede.
yeah.
Two Swede.
uh, oh, well, interesting move. Um, I don't know if it makes any difference though, honestly. Like here we go talking about coaching again and what significance it has,
Yeah.
but let's maybe not get into that again.
He
But
has more to gain than like this iteration of the Leafs do. He gets more experience. I guess it's a bump up from assistant coach in Ottawa. More experience here.
yeah,
Like just judging by the article, he's just like, yeah, this is a good experience for me. Coaches don't stay in one place too long anyway,
yeah, who knows?
so he
This
can't
is
get
this
comfy
is
and just.
maybe he's grooming to be the Sens' next head coach. Who knows?
I'm sure he would love that job.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to fire him at some point?
Oh
Which
yeah.
happens to all coaches.
Yeah. Yeah, that won't happen.
Yeah.
Or that won't be fun to
Remember
deal
when
with.
Gretzky was coach?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. But remember the Arizona Coyotes? They didn't do a
Barely.
lot right.
Hey, how do you feel about Bedard missing 6 months with a shoulder injury?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I saw the video on how that kind of went down in the camp there, and obviously for my fantasy hopes, that's not great.
Yeah,
But
kind of glad you didn't trade him to me now.
yeah, yeah, I bet you are. I'm quickly becoming worried now because he was injured for a good chunk last year, which is of course why he didn't go to
It's
the
becoming
Olympics.
a
And
pattern.
yeah, I'm quickly becoming worried about that. But Jack Eichel was like that for a while too, and
Fair.
then so I guess they just need to trade him to Vegas and everything will be fine.
There you go, the Dodgers. That desert air, man.
I guess so.
That cold air in Chicago is hard on his joints. Get him some Tiger Balm.
I yeah, let's hope things go smooth and the recovery goes nicely and he gets back to it and there's no more significant
I guess the
injuries.
other thing about Alfredson, sorry to bring this back, we're jumping all over the place.
No problem.
I'm hoping Alfredson can like work with Willie and maybe make Willie care a little bit more
I didn't
as a
consider
Swede.
that, but maybe there is something to that. There
It's like they
might
hired him as his own babysitter or something.
maybe
This is just
that's a good
associate
point.
coach means Williams coach.
Yeah, really.
He's Williams associate
Well,
coach.
so let's go there for a second though with the Leafs as a whole because Pete and I talked about it a bit last week, but how do you feel after the flurry of moves that the Leafs have done? Obviously the significant one is signing Bobrovsky.
Oh yeah, I don't like the Bobrovsky deal.
I don't either, and
Um, they don't have a ton. Well, they do have a ton to lose. They have something to lose on it, but like, I was very surprised Hildeby. They traded Hildeby
that
because he
was
was
what
kind of like the next big
surprised
thing.
me.
But I
Yeah.
guess the Russian goalie who played for the Marlies managed to usurp Hildeby as the next guy. So part of
hmm
Bobrovsky's thing's probably like mentorship to the other guy.
hmm
But they've still got this third goalie from Philly. They got
Yeah, but
right. So
they can probably just shove him down in the AHL if it doesn't work out, right? Like, I don't
I don't
think
know what
that's a
his
big
contract's
deal.
like. Maybe, but like moves are inherently exciting. Did we talk about the Radish thing?
We did. I
Okay,
believe we did.
so we don't have to rehash that. Um, yeah, like just there's more optimism around Toronto. right now, starting with Gavin McKenna
Yep.
and the Bobrovsky signing. It smells like it has vibes of like bringing back Eddie Belfour and
It
Chris
does.
Joseph,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but he's old
That's
and he's not. He didn't play well last year,
he didn't. You're
and
right.
he didn't play very well.
A couple years before
Was
they
it 2 years, 3 years ago?
well they won back to back, so I guess
There was
three.
one. There was one where they won the cup, but he didn't play in net most of the season.
Yeah, that's right. It was the
Right?
first year of that. He
He
didn't
had to
play.
earn it back.
Yeah, and he earned it back in the playoffs, basically, or
Yeah,
just before the playoffs, or whatever it
he was
was.
done.
Yeah,
And then the season after, he was
I
decent
know.
again. And last season, he was caca.
So I guess
So
he's due
I
to
don't
be
have
good
high hopes
again
for
this
him.
year.
Maybe that's the pattern. It's
Yeah,
like El
maybe.
Nino. So I don't know what to say. I'm optimistic. I'm like, oh, maybe he can be some sort of stable force back there. But
I guess it's
like
worth a
revamping the
shot.
D is, they've made some good stuff. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't. They also don't have like high expectations for them this year. Are they a playoff team?
Probably.
Probably. You know.
All depending on McKenna and how quick that develops and how well he adapts to the NHL and all that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know if it all rides on his shoulders, but it's a big part of it.
I don't.
Um,
Okay,
I
so
think the best thing to look at is like the goaltending when we had Stolars and Wall, and they were like the best tandem in the league. That wallpapered a lot of problems.
it
Like there
did.
was mold in that drywall,
You can say that,
and
but like,
Tree Living just kind of punched a bunch of holes in it. It was like there, fixed it.
was it that, or was it, obviously it did, let's say, mask some problems, or were they just that good of a tandem that like it's not masking problems, it's just that's what they were, and that was working when it did. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but if they're overperforming,
were they overperforming, or did they end
I
up
think so. I think they were
underperforming the
overperforming.
next season?
No, they were. I think they were overperforming
I, I,
based on their pattern, and then
yeah, I would tend to
came back
believe
to
that,
earth.
by the way. Just so you know, I'm on the same page with you there, but it just devil's advocate kind of question,
Sure.
right?
No, I do think they were overperforming, and that bears out in their larger body of work.
Hmm.
So, yeah, the goalie moves were surprising. Wool and Hildeby.
Hmm.
Those are probably the most surprising ones for me.
Yeah, I think what
What about the other moves? What else? What else did
oh,
they do?
what else did the Leafs do? They signed
They're right up against the
Bobrovsky.
cap now, right? Like
I,
they
yeah,
love burning money.
yeah, Brandon Duhaime
Okay.
on July 1st as well. Defenseman Cole McWard and Henrik Rubinski. And then forward Vinny Lettieri and the goalie Samuel Halbjat, both 1 years. Then they
They've
also
Yeah, go
got,
ahead. Sorry.
yeah, Ryan Tverb.
Like
Tverb?
a lot of
Berg?
lower end stuff.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
a lot
a
of tinkering. Fine,
lot of
whatever.
2 year or 1 year, two
They have
ways.
10 guys whose contracts are up in 2 years.
Right.
So they're clearly building around having to restructure after Matthews' contract and potentially going after Connor McDavid in 2 years to have that all that cap space.
Yeah.
And you'll have to pay him $20 million to get
Yeah, at
not
least.
even the best version of him.
Yeah. We're too far away for that conversation, I think. But
People are having it.
I know, but
People are just mouth watering over the conversation of McDavid to Toronto.
what? Okay,
How
let's
would you
have
feel if that happened?
a good for Toronto, I guess. Here's my question. If we're talking about this, then in theory, he has to have some kind of an eye towards it, right?
I think so.
What
I
about
think he would
this
want to.
team this last year and coming into this year? What
Yeah.
about this team would make you, as one of the best players in the game, coming closer to the end than he is at the beginning,
Yeah.
who hasn't won a Stanley Cup yet?
Yeah.
What about coming to Toronto is attractive for you other than going home?
Ask John Tavares.
Yeah, well, I think there was more of a belief that
They were an up and coming, more of an up and coming team, for
yeah,
sure. But they've got up and coming pieces too. Like if they can put something decent
peace.
together around Matthews. No, you've got Matthew Nyes, you've got Gavin McKenna, you've got Easton Cowan. You potentially have quite a good goaltender. I don't expect much from Darren Radish. You're still missing something on the back end in terms of young prospects, sure. But like, I think some players. I think John Tavares being the most notable exception I've ever seen, want to spend time playing for their hometown team. If that's McDavid, and that's like your main driver. I hear what you're saying, because like, why would you come to you're the best player of your generation, allegedly.
Go join Colorado, Carolina, Vegas,
Because you're playing in
Florida.
Colorado, Vegas, and Florida. Like those teams don't matter.
Players seem to want to do that right now.
I know you're totally right, and I'm being facetious, but there is something to if you can handle it. There is another level of celebrity fame, legacy attached to being the guy in the city.
But that finally does it.
That finally does it, yeah.
Yeah.
But even if you just like for your personal brand, say,
Yeah.
it's going to be a bigger deal playing in Toronto than it will be for Denver.
Yes. Personal bias
I'm not
aside, yes.
I'm not taking anything away from Colorado. I love Colorado. I love the logo. We've done all that.
Yeah.
But realistically,
there's
another level of like, I am the man because I made it happen here. I put up with this press garbage and all the extra pressure and whatever in the I don't want to say the highest pressure, but like the most relevant hockey market in Canada. Like, there's a reason why.
Oh, Montreal just got real angry.
I understand that. Montreal is here. Eastern Canada's here. The rest of Canada's here. Like in Anglophone
and
Canada.
the rest of Canada just got mad at you.
This is why like Leafs talk dominates so much of radio airwaves across the country on national programming, right?
Yes, that is true.
Okay, that's just fact. I'm not trying to take anything away from the Montreal's legacy as a hockey city is, religious in nature. It's bar none. What it means to that community, that area, to French Canada, to Eastern Canada. I'm not trying to take that away, but like when you're zooming out, like.
By the way, Canucks fans, Flames fans, I love you guys. Just wanted to throw that in the middle there.
It's still not the same. You can throw it in there. I don't have anything against them. Vancouver's very nice. Yes. Calgary, I love Calgary in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Edmonton once. But like
they have an amazing mall.
Did I go to the mall? I don't even remember. I must have. I remember getting a piggyback from Wayne Gretzky's statue.
Nice.
At not the new stadium.
Yeah, then the old Northlands Coliseum,
Anyways,
Rexall
it's
Place,
just a
whatever.
fact.
Like,
there is something to being. If you want to be the guy, it's one thing to do it in South Florida. It's another thing to do it in Toronto.
No doubt about that.
Under the bright
no
lights.
doubt about that. Especially.
That's all. So
especially
if
in
he's that
South
kind
Florida.
of star hockey player, then maybe that is enticing to him. But I hear what you're saying. Like, he hasn't won anything. Like, he hasn't won the Stanley Cup. I mean.
Yeah.
So, like, why would he come to a team that's unproven and not even contending?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what we'll find out in 2 years.
And, yeah, right. That's what I was just going to say. And who knows the examples that I just used, besides for Vegas, because we know they'll be good in 2 years. Who knows how good they'll be. But
they won't not be good. They won't necessarily contend. But, like, this year, I don't think anyone saw that happening. They were a good team, but they weren't, like, world beaters. Until they did.
Yeah. Because they're Vegas.
Yeah, sorry.
They just keep doing that. Let's go back to the city that keeps coming up because I wished for them to get professional hockey. The
Hamilton?
Hamilton. The Hamilton Hammers released their uniforms earlier today. It was, in fact.
Okay, so considering whose team this is associated with, I don't hate these jerseys.
Yeah, these are
the logo's whatever, but
I mean, again,
the logo's something you would get. Somebody was like, ChatGPT, give me a logo for Hamilton Hammers.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Forge FC hockey. Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
uninspired.
yeah, absolutely. But the uniforms are traditional hockey striping, nothing too crazy. The color pattern, of course, matching the Islanders' color pattern as the farm team for the Islanders. It's a very simple blue and white
And navy, yeah, navy,
and,
and
and orange. Yeah, I like it. The best I can say about it is it makes sense. The worst I can say about it is it makes sense.
you're very
This is
angry there isn't like a map of Ontario.
no, nothing like that. It's just, it's a nice hockey uniform. You could pick this up if you went
I
to
wouldn't even
a,
say that. This is something like from like a creative team in NHL
yeah, right,
02.
absolutely. I was going to say you can go to your local sports shop and pick this one out of the CCM book of uniforms for your
Yeah.
beer league
This
team,
yeah,
right?
like that's exactly what it is. This is like
Mm.
a mid-tier beer league team logo. Like, hey guys, we're gonna get real jerseys this year, and
Yeah,
my wife's cousin made this sick logo in MS Paint.
yeah,
Check it out.
yeah.
MS Paint.
Yes, an MSP. We're going with that. Oh, but yeah, it's a hockey jersey. That's what it is. And good job not making the jersey itself weird or uninspired. Well, I guess it is
It is
uninspired,
uninspired. Yeah, no,
but
that's exactly what it is.
yeah, I guess that's really the whole thing with the Hammers is the whole thing's uninspired. But I don't hate the uniform. I don't love it either. It's just
It's
it
uninspired. It's just there.
it's yeah, it's just there. Exactly.
Doesn't grab me. The only thing that grabs me about it is that it's not as awful as the actual Islanders jersey. So well done.
Well, agree to disagree there. Um, Speaking of the Islanders, they are in the market for a new third jersey, and they're giving their fans, or anyone really, the
Oh, I can't even look at
opportunity
the screen.
to design that new third jersey. So you can visit a website where the Islanders have basically posted up a selection of mock jersey templates with their logos that you can choose from, and you can click and fill all the colors the way you'd like to, and you can basically submit your idea for a third jersey for the New York Islanders. This is definitely a first. Uh, it's fun to play around with for sure, but how do you feel about the Islanders basically saying, here's NHL create a team
They're
fans.
probably tired of podcasters pooping all over their logo. Like, fine, you can do better here.
Okay.
It probably started as like a boardroom fight in that same vein. It's like, these jerseys are awful. Oh yeah, could you do better? The fans could do better. Okay, let's do that.
So yeah, I could see something like that being the case, actually. My issue here is there are people that it's their job to create. No, no, hold on. Like, hang on
I
for a
love how your
second.
take on this is like the graphic designers are so lazy in New York. They have to contract this out to the fan base and they can't
Yeah,
pay them. You're
yeah,
100% right.
yeah. This is absolutely what they're doing. And
They probably have a
instead
whole
of
history
paying,
of it. Have you seen their logo?
instead
They
of
clearly
paying
don't care.
a graphic designer or whatever, a few $1,000 or whatever the going rate is, I don't know. They're giving you uh, a version of the jersey, two tickets, and a parking pass to one game.
That's it? I
One
didn't read
game.
the terms and service. I just hit the
Yeah.
box.
The winning designer
That is so
receives a
sad.
team signed version of their jersey, plus two tickets and a parking pass to a 2027-28 game at USB Arena.
Oh, you can't even choose the
To
game.
No, it's to watch the first game that they wear this uniform on the ice.
Freaking Utah's going to be in town or something.
Yeah, yeah.
For Vancouver.
Great.
Whoa.
You're going to be whispering trade ideas to the Canucks again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Uh,
Trade. Oh, you already traded everybody. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's a good piece.
it's yeah, I guess it is what it is, but and I guess who am I to criticize? Because I absolutely have submitted my idea.
I
But
did too. I did too.
yeah, but it
They
feels
clearly need the
lazy.
help, so
Well, and who better, really?
Right.
Yeah,
Really?
they've
Like when I look at that, because I'm looking at your screen now, it kind of like when you zoom out on their jersey, it kind of looks like the island is like a little turd, which represents how I feel about this logo.
there you go. So I guess if you're interested in becoming the next NHL jersey design, head over to the Islanders website and submit yours, but make sure it's crappier than ours so that one of us win. And
Well, I
with
put
that,
brown in mine, so it's going to be hard to make it less crappy.
well, with that, I think that's it for this week.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all
Oh,
the
wow.
news, all the
Slow
excitement.
news day.
Slow news week, yeah. I think the flurry of activity on Canada Day last week resulted in not much this week, but we will come back again next week. Hopefully the Ducks will have to have made a decision on Leo Carlson by
I
then,
think they have to make it by
Friday.
Friday, yeah.
So they will have made that decision. And if nothing else, we'll talk about that.
Sounds
And
good.
all right, have a
Or
good night,
hey,
everyone.
lacrosse is always a thing too.
Oh, we could talk about my Toronto Rock
Good night,
seven-time
everybody.
National
See you
Lacrosse
later.
League
The
champ.
Money Sauce Podcast.